What's up, everybody? My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Start Piano. Today, I'm going to help you understand if the song that you are currently working on is too difficult for you. So this happens a lot of times as beginners within the first year of playing the piano, especially if you're an adult, especially if you don't have a teacher. People will try to play songs that are just a little bit above the level that they're at, and it is not good for a few reasons, which we're going to dive into in this video. So if you think the song you're playing on is too difficult for you, or if you're not sure if it's too difficult for you, this video is going to answer that question for you. So to get right into it, first thing we need to figure out is we need to categorize what level song that you're trying to play. So what does that mean? When you're learning the piano, especially as a beginner, you should be categorizing the song that you're playing into two categories. Is this a long-term song that you want to play, or is it a short-term song that you want to play? Okay, so that's the first thing we need to figure out. What category, what box is this song going in? If the box is a short-term goal song, short-term when you're brand new at the piano, especially if you're an adult, is about 2 to 4 weeks. I would even say, I'm going to go less than that. I'm going to go 1 to 2. 1 to 2 weeks, you should be able to play that song pretty well, at least 90%. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not with all the dynamics at least, maybe not with the kind of expression that the song is requiring, but you should be able to have all the notes down under your fingers. So you should be able to know all the notes, you should be able to play all the notes, you should be able to play it at tempo, and you should not be making any kind of mistakes along those lines. Like I said, expression, you can always kind of fine tune and retweak if you want, but you should have at least 90% of the song down within 1 to 2 weeks if it's in that short-term category for you. If it is long-term, what does long-term look like for a brand new piano player? This can differ depending on who you're talking to, but I would say if you are brand new, you have no prior musical experience, you've never played the piano before, I'm going to say about 3 to 4 weeks is long-term. So it's not that much longer than the short term. And why is this? This is important because when you're just starting, you don't want to be working on the same song for 6 months, for 1 year, for 3 months. You don't want to be doing that because when you're learning, the goal is to play a lot of different songs, to try to get the most number of songs in that you possibly can. The caveat is, again, that you at least learn 90% of it. You can play the notes, you have the notes down under your fingers, you can pretty much play the expression, right? You understand the song, you know what the chords are and all that stuff. You don't want to be just focusing and banging your head up against the wall trying to learn one song because A, it's going to discourage you. You're going to get very frustrated very quickly. B, you're going to be wasting your time because it's too far out for you right now. It's not where you need to be. You need to be working on the basics. You don't need to be trying to work on Für Elise or some Liszt or some Mozart immediately. That's not what you want to do. You want to be able to get the easy songs down, like a method book if you don't have a teacher. Work with a teacher if you do, to try to learn these different songs quickly so that you can learn how to learn music, and you can also make progress so that you're motivated to continue. If you pick a song that's way too difficult for you early on, it's going to feel very frustrating. You're going to be unmotivated, and chances are you're going to quit. That's just the way it is. If you pick songs that are much more within your level or maybe just a little bit outside of your level, that's that long term. Maybe it takes you 4 weeks to learn. That is the most I would suggest. If a song you're learning takes you more than 4 weeks to get to 90% of the way there, the song is too difficult for you. And that's okay. Put it down for now. Revisit it in a month. Revisit it in 2 months. See if you can learn it a little bit faster. Just keep going until you can. After you hit that 1 year of the piano, I think long-term goals can go up a little bit, maybe to 3 months, 6 months. But within that first year, it's so important to just learn how to learn songs and to get a lot of songs under your belt, even if they're super simple. Okay. And again, like I just talked on, you want to be able to learn as many songs as possible. You don't want to be wasting time trying to learn songs that are way too difficult for you. On the other hand, if the song is too easy, say you can play 90% of it within the first day, within the first 2 days, then that's when you know, okay, this song is nice. It was nice to learn, but it's too easy. We need to bump up the difficulty. And how can you do this? How can you really do this and do it correctly? First of all, I would suggest you get a teacher. If you don't have a teacher for whatever reason, and maybe it's too expensive, maybe there's not a good one near you, whatever it is, then I would suggest you get a method book. So I use or used to use the Alfred's All-in-One method book. This will teach you the very beginnings from how to read music to how to play your first notes, everything you need to know. And the good thing about that is it's systematized, so it will increase in difficulty based on where you are at, okay? And again, you want to learn at least 90% of the song. So you want to know what the notes are, you want to be able to physically play the notes, you want to be able to play them at tempo, and you want to be able to understand and play it the correct phrasing. So rhythm is very important. A lot of times if you don't have a teacher, your rhythm is going to be off, your phrasing, okay? You're going to be holding notes for too long, holding notes for too short. You might be coming in on a note too early, you might be coming in on a note too late, those kinds of things. You want to have all that down pat within, again, 1 to 2 weeks for a short-term goal song, 3 to 4 weeks for a long-term goal song. The expressions, the dynamics, the volume that you're playing in, articulations, things like that, you can try to do it, obviously, but you don't have to have that perfectly because that can take a lot more time to fine tune. So that's that 10% I'm talking about when I say get 90% of the way there. That 10% is the expressions, okay? Again, I'm not telling you to dismiss the expression, the dynamics altogether, but if you have the phrasing down, you can play the notes, and you understand the rhythm, and you can play at tempo, those things are much more important when learning than the dynamics, okay? So that's the 90%, everything I just said. Rhythm, articulation, phrasing, being able to play the notes. The dynamics, expression, volume, that's the 10%. So if you can play the 90% of the song within 1 to 2 weeks, that's perfect. Keep at that level, keep at that level of music. For your long-term goals, if you can play it within 3 to 4 weeks at that 90% I just told you, that's great. Keep that for now. Within that first year or within that first 6 months, even maybe if you're really being dedicated, you can kind of reevaluate things, see where you're at. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. If you liked what I said here today and you want a little bit more guidance, I do have a free guide on my website, www.latestartpiano.com. This guide, free guide, is going to give you 34 essential tips specifically for the adult beginner piano player. These tips are going to help you play songs faster. They're going to help you play songs easier so you're not fighting yourself. We're going to be talking about practice strategies. We're going to be talking about music theory. At the end of the guide, if you are brand new to piano, we're going to walk you through how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for your first song. And again, all that is free. If you're interested and you want to get that, go to my website, www.latestartpiano.com. Click on that bright purple button on that page, enter in your name and email address, and you'll have instant access to that PDF. If you want to go even further, I am offering lessons online via Zoom. If you are interested in that, you can drop a comment down below, or you can email me at latestartpiano@gmail.com. We'll figure out a time and day that works best for you. Again, my name is Josh LaFleur with Late Start Piano, and happy practicing.